Examining the standards. Georgia has joined 45 other states to develop a set of core standards for K-12 in English language arts and mathematics. The Common Core state standards provide a consistent framework to prepare students for success in college and the 21st century workplace. The essential question for this module is, how does standard-based instruction result in higher student achievement in my classroom? At the end of this module, you will know that college and career readiness standards and K-12 standards are aligned with college and work expectations. They include rigorous content and application of knowledge through higher order skills. These Common Core standards are aligned with top-performing countries so that our students are prepared to succeed in our global economy. They are research-based. At the end of this module, you will understand that the Common Core state standards provide high expectations for all students. They are aligned to national standards and provide increased rigor and depth of knowledge. These will be your guides for teaching and learning. They will provide assessment and accountability. At the end of this module, you will be able to determine the standards to be addressed. You will be able to use the standards to determine what your students should know, understand, and be able to do. You will be able to determine the acceptable evidence for mastery, create performance tasks for your students, and create rubrics to evaluate the work. You will be able to plan the instructional path. You will find the Common Core state standards at this website. Then you would click the standards. Take the time to explore the links on this page. You will find the K-12 Common Core state standards for math and English language arts. You will also find information for working with English language learners and students with disabilities. Make sure you explore the teaching of English language arts in history, social studies, science, and technical subjects. Before the first day of school, become familiar with all of the standards for your grade level or content area. Familiarity with all of your standards will help you plan throughout the year. It will also increase opportunities to cover multiple standards, especially during teachable moments. Later, explore the standards of the grade levels before and after the one you are teaching. This will help you differentiate learning in your classroom. The standards do not dictate curriculum or teaching methods. The standards tell us what a student should be able to do by the end of each grade level. They do not tell us how. What students can learn at any particular grade level depends upon what they have learned before. Again, the standards tell us what students must know, understand, and be able to do. Make sure you take the time to explore Appendix A, Appendix B, and Appendix C. Appendix A contains the research for the Common Core Georgia Performance Standards. Appendix B contains numerous performance tasks for each grade level. Appendix C contains samples of student writing and commentary. These exemplars will show what good looks like at each grade level. There are multiple standards to examine. There are anchor standards, standards for reading literature, standards for reading informational text. There are writing standards, standards for speaking and listening and language arts. There are standards for literacy in history, social studies, and technical subjects for grades 6 through 12. There are math standards for all grades. For English Language Arts Standards, Reading and Literature Grade 4, here's an example to look at. Under Key Ideas and Details, you will see 3 standards. RL.4.1 means Reading and Literature, Grade 4, First Standard. If we look at Reading Informational Text for Grade 4 standards, you will see that under Key Ideas and Details there are 3 standards. RI.4.1 means Reading Informational Text, 4th grade, First Standard. For writing in Grade 4, you will notice under Text Types and Purposes, W.4.1 means Writing, 4th grade, First Standard. When you begin to look at the math standards for your grade level, you will see the domains. In this example, you will see that in 4th grade there are 5 domains in math: operations and algebraic thinking, numbers and operations in base 10, numbers and operations, fractions, measurement and data, and geometry. In math, you will see that the standards look slightly different than they did in reading and language arts. When you begin to look at the math standards for your grade level, you will first see the domain. Beneath the domain, you will see a cluster. In the example shown, you will see that in the domain of operations and algebraic thinking, a 4th grader must be able to use the 4 operations with whole numbers to solve problems. There are 3 standards in this cluster. These standards show what a 4th grader must be able to do by the end of the year. There are different ways to design learning. In backward design, we look at our standards first. That is what we will teach. Then we will look at different types of assessment. These assessments will allow students to demonstrate their understanding and mastery of the standards. Finally, based on the evidence of understanding that we want students to demonstrate, we plan the actual learning experiences that we will use to facilitate student mastery of the objectives. Backward design provides clear expectations and targets of performance. Backward design provides focus on evidence of learning and student achievement relative to the standards.